Alright guys, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I've got a review of the PR-5000 V2 from Rev Fitness. This is an amazing rack. If you've got the money for it, I 100% recommend spending it on a rack like this. Now it comes in at $991. Let me double check. By the way, if you guys are interested in any of the stuff that I use, I will link the stuff in the description below, and any in-stock items currently right now will also be linked in the description below, so make sure to check that out. Alright, so on their website it says that this rack right here, the PR-5000 V2, is listed at $919. However, this variation right here costed me after tax $1,250, about $1,250, so $1,250 for a rack exactly like this one after tax. The reason why this is more expensive is the clear coat. It's a specific finish, and very nice finish, honestly. Really nice, especially if you live in a humid area. It's very rust resistant as well, and so you don't have to worry about that. Also, I've got the red cross members, so if you kind of get anything other than black, I believe it costs a little bit extra, so keep that in mind if you want to kind of customize your gym in a specific color scheme or something like that. Keep in mind that it might be a little bit more expensive. Now also with this one, I got the safety straps, which are an upgrade, and I also got two different J-cups. I don't know if you guys can see those. Let me go ahead and turn it a little bit. So these J-cups right here, one is 1 inch lower, and then one is a regular J-cup. That way you have that 1 inch spacing for those who need a specific height for squatting or for benching or anything like that. These are really nice. They do have that option because with the PR-5000, one downside or one con of the PR-5000 racks or the Rogue Monster racks is that they're actually 2 inches, the holes are 2 inches apart. So if you want 1 inch spacing that the PR-4000 has and the Rogue Monster Lite racks have as well, then you probably need to get a J-cup like this where it's 1 inch lower. Now this rack is built very solid. When I move it, it doesn't really move at all. It's not bolted down to the ground. It is a 41 inch depth and 93 inch height. When I do overhead press on it, I do not need to go outside of the rack. It's tall enough for me, and I am 6 foot. And then I wear shoes as well, so maybe I'm 6'1", maybe 6'2" with shoes. So even when I overhead press, I do not hit the cross members over here on the side. So it's a very tall rack, very solid. The bolts are humongous though, so if you don't have a big wrench or something like that, you might need to invest in one to get these bolts and screws onto the rack. But other than that, it's an amazing rack. I've had no problems with it. With the Rogue RML3, the 24 inch rack, I believe the rack almost tipped over when I had the weights on the end and I unracked the weight. Basically it was going to tip over this way backwards, but I caught it with the bar, put it back in place, and that's why I decided to go with the bigger rack, the Red 41 inch rack. It takes up obviously more space, and basically I can't really do anything on this side right here of the gym. I have a one car garage, and it takes up about half of the width of the 1 car garage, so it is definitely a wide rack. It takes up a lot of space, but I think if you don't want to bolt it down to the ground, a 41 inch rack with those foot extensions would come in very nice and clutch. Now one thing I dislike about this rack is the pull-up bar. Let me show you guys how the pull-up bar looks. It is a very thick bar, right? So when you're gripping, when you're trying to do pull-ups or something like that, it works more on your grip, which is a good thing for some people, than your actual pull-ups. So if you have smaller hands, or if you don't have a good strong grip, you might need to invest in the multi-grip pull-up bar that they sell as well. It comes with different angles and it comes a little bit smaller. I think this is probably, I don't know, 2 inch diameter instead of a 1 inch diameter. It's much thicker than the Rogue Ohio bar. I can't even get my hand around it fully, but with the Rogue bar, I can easily get my hand around it. So keep that in mind when you're getting a rack like this. Now Rep does offer a whole bunch of different accessories and attachments for the PR-5000. But currently right now, with the whole pandemic and gyms being closed and overcrowded and people basically bunkering down in the home gym equipment is kind of very limited and rare right now. So there's not a lot of attachments in stock, but they do offer a kind of like a pull-up attachment. They just recently put up a belt squat attachment as well, which is super nice. And then they have with that lat attachment, you could also do a low row or a bicep curls or anything, basically a cable attached to the ground, and you could do anything with that. So they have a lot of attachments that could basically get onto this rack. One thing I really do love though about this rack is the fact that it's 47 inches wide. With Rogue, their racks are actually 48 inches wide from upright to upright. So the 47-inch width basically gives me enough space to rack the barbell without hitting the cross member, or sorry, not the cross members, the uprights. So basically when I'm unracking a weight on squats or bench and I'm going to re-rack it, it doesn't hit the uprights and rattle around and mess you up. So that's very, very nice. One thing about that though is if you are a bigger guy and you do not have a lot of shoulder mobility and you grip the bar, you know, when you're squatting very, very wide, that might get in the way and you might need to get a Rogue rack instead of the Rep PR-5000 or the Rep PR-4000 for that matter, because they're both 47 inches wide. So keep that in mind. If you have enough mobility to, you know, grip the bar on squats or bench close, then you should be good to go. But if you can't, that might be a problem. Now also with the Rep PR-5000, they basically have this huge logo up on the front, which I really love. It looks good, makes the rack look very nice and professional, and it's basically something for aesthetics, but at the same time it serves as a cross member for the uprights as well. You've got the pull-up bar here at the front and then that logo on the back, so it makes the rack very, very nice and stable. So that is basically it for the Rep PR-5000 V2 review. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, as always, leave it in the comment section below. And if you guys are interested in buying this or checking out what's in stock, again, check the description and the comment section below to see what's in stock. And these are very, very hard to find right now, so if you guys see them in stock, make sure to pull the trigger right away. It's from China, so if you don't want to support Chinese made products, completely understand. Rogue is American made in the United States, so if you want to support that, that's up to you. It's a little bit more expensive, but you're supporting obviously the country that you live in if you live in the United States. If you guys have any questions, leave it in the comment section below. Don't forget to drop a like, hit the subscribe button, and inshallah I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Might break down and scream, cause band-aids won't fix the wristlets. Carved up a 6'6", I was on the list. I grew up a misfit, all black lipstick, white face paint, tongue out like a kiss disc. My partner gave me 6 bricks and he told me flip this. Money bags with a mask on like Ipkiss. If he wanna run, I hit the blitz with the hit stick. The biscuit to turn a grown man to a pancake biscuit. You get to acting like a hot shot.